Well, now to some rather curious satellite images from a key Russian base in northern Crimea. Have a look at the base back in February. These images showing dozens of tanks and other military vehicles there. But this image, taken late March, shows that most of that equipment is gone. Experts say they may have been moved to prepare for a Ukrainian counteroffensive. CNN's Nick Robertson joins us now live. Good to have you with us, Nick. So it's interesting, we've just heard recently from the Ukrainian defense minister saying that the expectations of a counteroffensive are overheated. And those comments coming as we're seeing these satellite images from Crimea that seems to show that Moscow's moved out its equipment. What's your read into both the statements and those images?
Well, Russia does anticipate a Ukrainian counteroffensive, and potentially in this case in north of Crimea is taking forces out of the way of where it might think they could get caught up in that counteroffensive, or it's deploying them to use to repel that counteroffensive. In the north of Crimea, they're moving that equipment, perhaps indicates that they think that the attack will come along the Ukrainian coast, that the Ukrainian forces would cross from Kherson across the Dnipro River from west to east, east of course currently controlled by the Russians, and try to come along the coastline and essentially cut off that road, that land bridge that connects Crimea, the Crimean Peninsula, to the rest of Ukraine. Ukrainian officials, of course, are not giving any clues about where a counteroffensive might come or even when it might come. And I think this sense that the defense minister is alluding to there, the atmosphere around it's overheating somewhat, I think gets to the general feeling here of it's not quite the right time yet. Maybe the weather certainly isn't playing its part. The country is still sort of receiving a huge amount of rain. We've seen a lot of flooding here in the north, and in the south it means that many of the roads close to what might become more active front lines are bogged down in mud. And I think what the phrase that you will hear Ukrainian officials refer to, less than calling it a counteroffensive, they will call it a spring-summer campaign. They're sort of playing away from this idea that there would be sort of this huge, massive, sudden operation and then all done after a few weeks. They know they've got a big job to do. They want to make sure they've got all the equipment, most importantly, all the ammunition they think they need in hand before they launch this offensive. And even if they were ready, they're not going to say where or when. And I don't think the weather's playing its part, as I said.
And Nick, of course, even before that so-called counteroffensive, Russia last night launched another series of strikes in two locations. What can you tell us about the extent of the damage?
Yes, in Mykolaiv, big damage to an apartment building. Four Russian S-300 surface-to-air missiles, which ripped right through apartment blocks that they hit. And last night, one civilian killed, 23 injured, including one child in Mykolaiv. But in Zaporizhzhia as well, an area that, again, is an area that the Russians potentially expect the possibility of, this offensive to come from. There it was 83 different strikes, 7 airstrikes, 5 UAVs, according to the Ukrainians, 2 multi-barreled rocket launchers, and 69 artillery strikes, they say, in that area. Is this Russia trying to target what it thinks a buildup of Ukrainian forces? Not clear, but 2 men killed in that offensive in the Zaporizhzhia region.
Wow. All right, Nick Robertson for us from Kiev, Ukraine. Good to have you with us. Thanks so much. We're still ahead on Connect the World as a deadline looms, new developments emerging in the US debt limit drama. Why that's important, not only for the US, but also for global trade.